All right, all right, all right. Welcome everybody to SYTRADIO. This is your boy DJ Coolaide, and I am with the man himself that everyone's been inquiring about, Mr. Contradiction of RLM. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing very well today, man. How you doing?
Not bad. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Happy Valentine's to all of you out there that celebrated, by the way, from SYTRADIO.
Yep.
So, Contradiction. Tell us about the magazine
Yes.
RLM.
All right. So in 2019, I started a independent rap culture slash business magazine called Realist Magazine, and it's both a digital and a physical magazine. So I design it on a 2 month basis. I have 1 month for filling the issues, and 1 month for promotion. And I've got 16 issues out on magcloud.com, and I featured a lot of people, anywhere from Universal Music Group artist Trill Will to MGK and Eminem's Beef. I featured them from Celebrity Magazine. They got me the information. I also have been featuring with beat makers and artists and businesses from all across the United States. I got a couple people in Brazil in my magazine. So it's also outside of the country as well, in 15 different countries being streamed and also looked at. So basically, I set out to design this magazine platform for those who are overlooked by the mainstream artists and the mainstream media and the mainstream everything, that don't have a record contract, that need their stuff boosted and also showcased in multiple different places. So it's basically, I am the underground. Like that's my slogan. I am the underground. I also started a TV show called Realist TV, which is streaming on Signature Series Network, hosted by Blaze Hunter, Ninth Wonder. I dropped 6 episodes. I'm working on my seventh one right now, and you could go on signatureseriesnetwork.com to check that out. It's under Realist TV. We are the underground, and it showcases all the artists' music videos who have featured in my magazine as well. So I have that. Um, you can go online and physically purchase my last issues, my previous issues. It's $50 to get in for an article. It's $150 for the cover slot, and that's the cheapest prices you're going to find as far as any kind of a magazine publication. Um, XXL magazine charges up to $250 a slot, so I basically am budget friendly for artists and businesses to take advantage of my promotional services.
Right on, right on. And Will, why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are and what you represent?
Well, my name is Christian Paverzinich. My rap name is Contradiction. I also rap as well, and my music's found on all streaming platforms, as YouTube, Spotify, all those places. And I've been rapping since I was 13 years old in Helena, Montana, and I'm out here in Montana right now, representing the state of Montana.
Okay, and William, go ahead and tell us who you are and what you represent.
Um, my name is William, also go by Will. I am the founder of Holy Kennels. What Holy Kennels is, we're dog breeders. We breed XL American Bullies. Um, we're just getting into EBs, which stands for English Bulldogs. We we breed them. We breed to make the breed better. Um, we don't sit here and breed just to breed. Our philosophy is we're not breeding until we find something that we can correct. And because there's a lot of breeders in the dog breeding industry that just breed to breed, we want to breed to better the breed. Um, I have firsthand experience. I grew up around dogs, had dogs my whole life. The XL American Bully, I will personally sit here and back it with my name, with my company name. is the most loyal dog that one can own. Uh, I personally own 8 of them. They're all part of my breeding program. We're expanding. We do oversee breeding 19 other dog kennels. We have 19 other dog kennels underneath us. And so we're based in California, but we also have our sub breeders in different states. Like we have a sub breeder in Florida. We just brought a husband and wife on in Connecticut. Actually just got back from Connecticut from delivering them their dog. So we do transport these dogs everywhere. And I do tell people, yes, it's a business. So when it's a business, you have to make your overhead. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to empty your bank account. Because there's a lot of breeders that I personally feel they overcharge $20, $30, $40,000 for a dog. I'm not here to charge you that. I have one of the top studs in this game. Like when I say I have one of the top studs in the game, everybody at the shows knows who my dog is. And it could be a show in a state that I ain't never visited, but my dog somehow his name pops up. And he's actually, we just did a photo shoot with him, and they're actually putting him on this year's ABKC front page magazine. And so when he just championed out, we're about to start his grand champion tour to go ahead and get that title grand champion. But yeah, that's basically what we do here. We transport. We offer transport services for anybody in the dog industry or anybody that's looking to purchase a dog. If you could live in Hawaii and you want to purchase a dog in Ohio, we'll go to Ohio and get the dog and fly it to Hawaii for you.
Right on, right on.
And so we do offer those services.
Right on. Okay. We will definitely come back to you, sir, as well later on. Jeremy Scott, would you please tell us who you are and what you represent?
Yes, sir. How you doing, everybody? My name is Jeremy Scott. I am the co-founder, one of the co-founders of My True Bond. As you've probably heard a little bit in the background, we do try to bring people together and match them with their, I guess, based on their profile preference, and bring folks into an environment that hopefully lends itself to more of an organic type of connection, and seeing exactly, who they like. We also have a process where we will do a pre-background check, if I can talk today, and basically help, the female audience or crowd essentially feel that, safe and secure manner to where we try to vet those individuals and hopefully matching them well with and based on their profile preference. So we've done and have been doing our soft launch here in Houston, Texas. And essentially what we're trying to do is basically get that audience and that crowd. Houston is notoriously known for being one of the hardest places for people to actually meet. And I would say create connections, if you believe that or not. But I guess people are more focused on work and not really looking too much to make connections. So we're trying to basically change that narrative in probably one of the hardest cities that it is to find connections. We will be coming to a city hopefully near you soon, and trying to rinse and repeat our process. But in the meantime, we want people to go to mytruebond.com website, sign up, give us that feedback, let us know where you are, and hopefully we can kind of see that crowd, or at least that crowd sourcing of sorts, to let us know, hey, we've got an interest for our particular company and the brand and everything that we do, trying to bring people together. My slogan is getting folks offline and in person.
Right on, right on. We will definitely come back to you as well later today, sir.
Appreciate
All right. Okay, so contradiction. Tell us about
Yes.
what type your magazine is and who it's for.
So last year, I was given 10 more magazine ideas to implement, and the Realist magazine was the first one, for businesses and for artists and entertainers, like comedians or anyone with a talent. I want to bring them to this, out to the light and show people what they're capable of and showcase them. Also, bring them out here to Montana to do some shows, to showcase their talent here at the local venues as well. That's something I'm about to do this year. Um, but one of the other magazines that I've been working on, so there's a bunch of them. There's going to be Matchup Magazine. So it's kind of, Jeremy Scott, it's kind of crazy that you're here, and you're doing the exact concept that I had been trying to design a digital magazine for, linking up everyone's profiles through churches by going from church to church, finding the singles in each church, getting them to fill out a profile, design them a digital page, and then put those as a digital magazine that each church has, and then link people with the preferences and and get them to actually meet, like you said, offline. That's legitly what Matchup Magazine is, that concept that I have for Matchup Magazine. And I would love to talk to you after this interview. You can add me on Christian Percentage on Facebook. I would love to talk to you about this, because we could possibly partner up with this, and what you're already doing, I can implement into a digital process, make it into a magazine out here in Montana, and also in other states where I'm at with working with the local artists. I'm also going to start working with the local churches and try to help match people up with their faith-based spiritual connection.
Awesome. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
Brother.
yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And then the other magazines I'm working on right now is called the Hebrews Coffee Magazine. And what I go around doing is I go to the local coffee shops and I showcase their local menus. And for the coffee lovers out there, you're going to want to go on Facebook and go to Hebrews Coffee Magazine. I'm going to be dropping the first issue here soon, with the local coffee shops here. That's one. And then another one that I'm working on is a car dealership magazine called One Stop Shop Magazine, where I basically go and take all the car dealers' inventory and put them in one place so people can go right to the magazine, and then digitally stream all the inventory from all across state lines and sell cars across state lines. So that's another one. Then there's the Blazed. Hold on. Uh, Burning Bush Magazine. It's for the local marijuana shops to help people get off pharmaceutical medication and find a natural remedy for their pain and for their emotional and mental stability. Instead of going to pharmacia pharmacy, they can go to the herb. And so I'm helping local pot shops also implement giving people medication that will help them and get them off of opiates and all that stuff. So that's what I'm aiming with that magazine. So, I mean, there's a lot of magazines. I'm about to become a magazine guru.
Sounds like it. I was just about to say
Yeah.
that. Sounds like it. So,
And I'm bringing magazines back, because like everyone's trying to say that magazines are dead. Well, instead of bringing sexy back, I'm bringing magazines back.
well, it's funny you say that, because one of my questions to you is, can you explain to us that don't know what are some of the major differences between digital and traditional magazines, if any at all?
Okay, so traditional magazines are hard to sell nowadays because of the fact that most places are digital and online. So I am ahead of the curve with my magazine as far as the younger generation not having the capacity to sit down and really read a magazine. So my magazine allows them to digitally stream it on their smartphones, which they can't get unglued from anyways, because
So
they're
you do
already
both.
on social media. Yeah, It's the physical part is on madcloud.com under Realist Magazine. You can order the physical copies, and any artist that gets in or any business that gets in can buy physical copies for their location, and they can start distributing it to local businesses, put them out, and they get their name out that way, physical wise. Now, digital wise, you can shoot a link over social media platforms and instant messaging and text messaging and emailing and all that. You could just shoot a simple link and it'll take you right to MagCloud, and you can go right to that magazine and stream it right on your laptop, right on your It's magcloud.com, magcloud.com. But yeah, you could stream it on there and for free, and it's basically it caters to the traditional side, and I could put it in local businesses and get guaranteed viewers in those places, as well as like hospitals where you got waiting rooms, and like airports, terminals where you're waiting to get on a plane, or bus stations and all that. That's where I'm putting them all. And then also now local churches as well, where they put it out on their for their congregations and stuff. So, and I also got a ministry magazine called Blaze the Way magazine, and I just dropped an issue yesterday on madcloud.com, issue number 1, to help people kind of understand the Bible, and kind of opens up some biblical stuff for them, some wisdom and knowledge. So that's more towards spiritual aspect. I cover it all. I'm a man of many talents.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
So, what is your overall goal of achievement for your magazine businesses? Because you have quite a few magazines coming out.
So my overall goal is to help others' lives get better and get their their destiny and their course in life with their talents and their gifts to go in the right direction, and not be used and abused by the industry, who just want to take advantage of people and basically get them to sign over their rights to their music and not give them what they're paid, what they're owed. And I've heard so many horror stories about record companies doing that to their artists. So instead, I just want people to be able to keep independent and not have to sign a contract, and then make their own empire based off their own ideas, not based off of a manager telling you, hey, you got to do it this way or you got to do it that way. If you don't, you either got to go here to this press release and not here. You basically have your own rights to do whatever you want with your gifts and talents by going through my magazine.
Right on. So the industry, the music industry, was hit with COVID, as was everyone else.
Yeah.
What effect did COVID have on you and the success of your business, if any at all?
So what happened when everybody was losing their jobs during COVID, I actually ended up still maintaining my business, because everyone was locked down in their house and had nothing to do but sit down and go online. So I actually boosted my views during COVID. I actually boosted my partnerships and boosted my connections, because we had nothing but time to sit in quarantine from everybody, 6 feet apart and all that. So we had to stay away from everybody in the community. But basically, anyone who has ever partnered with me, they kept in business, and I actually kept the lights on, because my buddy Too Deep, he was my editor of my magazine, and he also owns KFSM Radio, and he also owns Mixieplix magazine, and he had me during that time filling his magazine as well as my magazine, because I had so many people coming during that time that wanted to get in and take advantage of the slots that I have available.
Awesome. So you mentioned this before. I'm going to go ahead and get you to repeat yourself. I do apologize, but we do have more viewers in, and I want them to hear this. Where can this magazine be purchased, and can it be seen digitally? If so, where?
So on magcloud.com, I can sell digital copies and physical copies. I can also if someone purchases a magazine, for Realist Magazine is what it's under. If somebody purchases a magazine, they'll get a free digital copy to send off to their people, and their supporters or whatever. But I could also charge if I wanted to too as well. But I choose not to charge for the digital. This If you order a physical magazine, you'll get a digital copy for free.
Right on, right on. So, in what ways do you feel that you've affected? You touched on it briefly just a few seconds ago. What ways do you feel that you've affected the artists that have been in your magazines?
I have actually opened up doors since there's worldwide collaboration radio. My buddy, he owns a lot of radio stations, and he also has been networking with individuals online and blowing up since he partnered with my magazine. Because everyone who has ever been in my magazine, my magazine acts like a catalog. So if you want to know where to go get beats, where to go get graphics, where to go get features on a podcast, where to go get radio interviews, where to go get photo shoots and videography, like where to go get all that, you just go to my magazine and you'll find who it is, where they can be contacted at, and then you can link up and start your own networking and start your own connection from there. So everyone who's ever been in my magazine, they all found each other and they started actually doing things together behind the scenes when they are after the magazine, after they've already been in the magazine.
Is
So I
it, is it possible for them to be able to do that remotely from where they are?
Yeah, it's on your smart devices. So social media, Facebook, Realist Magazine is my page. So when people go on Realist Magazine and on Facebook and they follow me, they'll get a notification through their phone whenever something new posts, and they can when I post up a new issue, they can go stream it right there, and like I said, for free, and they could find the new people that I'm collecting around. Like online, I'm finding these people from all over the United States, also through word of mouth, through people who've already been featured. I've actually had some record labels checking into my stuff. Like I've had Sony Digital looking into my stuff. I've had BET, which is partner with Signature Series Network, as well as MTV people. Next Level DJs have been in my magazine. They're also on TV. Like I've had an actor be in my magazine that's been Sonia. Her name's Sonia, and she's been in like shows on CW. So I mean, I'm in the acting world right now. Like people, like I've actually gotten close to the circles of Snoop Dogg. Like I got Wu-Tang Clan members in my magazine. I've got psychopathic record artists in my magazine.
So stay on the up and
So
up.
yeah. So I mean, it's not just underground; it's also mainstream artists I've had in my magazine as well, just to kind of show people like, hey, like we can all work together. We're on the same level as a person who signed. Just because you have a contract signed doesn't mean that you're above the ones who don't. Because the underground music scene is actually the heartbeat of the music scene.
Right on, right on. So, to anyone out there trying to start up a magazine, to them you say what?
What I would say is just download some apps on your phone. Their image to PDF app I use to create the digital page, and to PDF to upload to MagCloud. And you can have a graphic designer, which I have on staff. I just have my graphic designer and me, because I also do graphic design work as well. I design all my pages right now by myself. If I need any help or extra stuff, I'll just contact my graphic designer. Tommy Trax is his name, and if anyone needs graphics, go to him on Facebook and message him. He charges $20 a graphic for logos, business flyers, whatever it is. It's the cheapest graphics around. $20 is like that's crazy. I've known people that pay $500 for their logo.
Same.
So, and he does he does really good work. And so I would say that you just design, come up with a concept, finding a network of individuals who fill the roles, of each place that you want. Like if you need graphic work done for the magazine, find a graphic designer. And if you need radio plays, find a radio play host. If you need interviews, find someone who does interviews. I created my own ecosystem, barter system, based off trade, which is how I'm on this podcast with you, is through trade. We didn't exchange no money. Everyone I work with, we don't even exchange money. We exchange trade value. And I've actually made more money in trade value doing this from home and making my own hours and working and just counting my cash app, going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching the whole time, sitting back and making nothing but money by just by just doing a partnership with each individual business. Um, and they offer something, I offer something, we waive our fees, and then we all make money.
Right on, right on. It sounds like you got a lot going on. You mentioned this before. Again, we have more followers. So, our viewers, I'll ask one more time, how many subscribers or buyers do you have currently for your magazines?
So currently, I cannot calculate these streams because MagCloud doesn't do that. How many people are reading it? But I can. I did have over 1,200 to 1,500 people that were organic followers on my last page that I no longer have access to due to life changes. But I have a new page that I'm starting to build up, and each individual, you got to think, each individual artist that's been in my magazine have their own individual followings. They already have their own in different states. So I can't even calculate how many people are reading my
That's
stuff
fine.
or are buying my
Kind of
stuff.
wanted to give everyone a rough estimate, basically. But you're in the
So
thousands.
on that,
That's all people care about is
yeah,
numbers.
yeah. Well, so it's definitely over 3,000 people every time I drop an issue.
Right on.
Because of where it goes and whose hands it ends up in and what their individual followings are, as well as businesses. Because when I get a business inside my magazine, they got customers who are also like seeing the magazine being showcased at the local businesses. So it's growing and growing every single day with each issue that I drop. I went from only having this. So let me give you a guesstimate of this. So my first issue, I only have 12 people in it. My last issue, I had 60 people. So that's just going to show the increase of the amount of people who were hitting me up to be in the magazine, the amount of places it went. Like, yeah, so I don't have right now at this point a way to organically follow my audience right now,
Not a
except
problem.
for just seeing likes on Facebook or any of that. So
Yeah, understand. Tell us what you intend to do for the musicians who want to take part in this opportunity.
So if you get a magazine article, my magazine is now this year going into all the prison system. The federal and the state level prisons are going to. I have friends who are incarcerated in Montana as well as outside of Montana that I can just ship the issue to in the mail. They can spread it around the prison system from the inside as inmates, and so there's going to be nothing but inmates reading these magazine issues. That's just a new untapped market that I have included because when people are incarcerated, they got nothing but time on their hands. So and they're bored. So you put a magazine in front of them that makes them want to read it and makes them want to network. As far as there's a lot of artists who are incarcerated that do not have an opportunity while incarcerated to further their career or further their exposure. So from inside of a cell through me, they could be showcased. They can write their bios, send them in to me. I'm basically doing a lockup edition America's Got Talent with this magazine. So that's just that one. Then we got the marijuana shops that are also going to be incorporated into all this. And then we got the tattoo parlors, which are also going to be incorporated in all this. And then the car dealerships. So we're going to be expanding on a massive scale, and anyone who gets in on the magazine is going to be seen in those areas as well. So that opens up a door for you to have a connection with what? What happened?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I saw. I heard. I thought someone said something. Sorry. So this opens up a door for you to have access to used cars, access to graphics, access to beats that are licensed. Everyone is going to be in these issues will have their individual talents showcased in the issue. And if you're an individual looking for these things, go to my magazine, get in my magazine. So that way you can also network and be able to have those open doors of opportunities that I'm collecting.
Awesome, awesome. Tell us, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
So short-term goals for this year in 2025 is that I want to make sure that I have inmates reading my magazine, as well as churches having the partnership with me as far as doing Match Up magazine, which is what I was explaining earlier. So that's my short-term goal. Long-term goal is I want to be able to eventually branch into multiple different economies through magazines and have access to multiple different services that I could therefore redistribute to people who are looking for these individual services. So basically, become a what do you call it? A business consultant for other businesses for advertising and marketing as well. So that's a long-term goal that I have.
All right, Mr. Jeremy Scott, I have nothing else. If you have any questions for Mr. Contradiction, now is the time.
Yes, I do, and thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things you mentioned in terms of partnering, so that is something that is definitely of interest to us, especially as we grow our My True Bond matchmaking services, and then trying to really look at, individuals that are like-minded, entrepreneurs like yourselves, and especially, in arenas that we definitely want to venture into, but more importantly, getting into other states, into other cities, and really trying to connect people with your digital kind of outreach or platform, in addition to your hard copy magazine or publications. How would you, kind of cross those state lines with regards to that? Would you kind of address it through the digital media first, and then see if there's really kind of like a draw to that, to your platform, or how would you kind of address that?
So if I wanted to plant my magazine in another state, what I would do is I would contact someone in that state, have them order physical copies, and then distribute them on the street wherever they would see fit. And that's why I'm saying, if you feature in the magazine for an article, you will be in the issue that you're going to I can't talk right now. Distribute to other places, and that will also give you that location is now set. So wherever you're living and wherever you're at, you are in control of pushing that with my magazine. And also digital, you could start sending it off on your end once it's published and stuff too. So the sky is the limit with the digital thing. Like it's basically as much as you want to push it. Like if you get in the magazine and you get a digital link, you can do group chats, showcase it in the group chats. You can do whatever. I mean, literally, there is no roof on what you can accomplish with the digital link. And physical wise, you could even go into a business with the magazine and say, hey, I featured in this magazine. I would like to showcase it out here on the show floor at a business. If you would be willing to do that, we could talk. You can on your end make some money and talk about a partnership on your end with my magazine. And the only thing I would require is a 50-50 of it. Whatever you do on your end, you get 50% and I get 50%. I don't believe in the 60-30. It's always half. Like we're all working together, and we should equally be rewarded for our efforts. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so in a partnership, I would make my platform available to you and your people and your affiliates, in exchange for me to have a service from you. And when I say partnership, I would say for you specifically, when I start up this Match Made magazine, you already have pre-existing profiles,
yes.
pre-existing people. So I can take all that information you already have and turn it into an individual page, and then fill the magazine with the people you already have for the first issue. And then the second issue, I could incorporate churches.
Absolutely.
Once I already have something going in motion, you see what I'm saying? So I could take the idea that I have with Match Made magazine, design all the articles, and take all the content you have and merge it into the magazine for the first issue.
Oh,
Now,
man,
it will charge. I will have to charge a designing fee because I can't just do it all free. I have a network of people who are going to be helping me with this, so I have to pay them individually as well. So it would either have to come out of my pocket, or I would shoot you a designing deal that you would not get anywhere else.
Not a problem.
So
Not a problem.
and
Well,
so if
let's
you
take
can
this
individually
conversation
message
offline.
me off this,
Yes,
yeah, that's what I was
absolutely.
gonna say.
Absolutely.
Go on Facebook under Christian Poverzinich and find me on Facebook, and then individually message me, and we will talk.
We
After
will
this.
definitely. Yes, and we also have platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms as well for My True Bond. So we can definitely connect and
Now,
make something happen.
Now, William, I have a question for you.
All right, I hear you.
All right, so you do breeding, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
a lot of the hip hop culture, when they do music videos, they like to have bulldogs, they like to have pit bulls, they like to have those in the videos. So if you want to get an entire new client base based off of the hip hop industry, I could feature you in the business section of my magazine and showcase on a JPEG, like an actual page before the issue drops, that you could showcase on your social media platforms. I can put you in the magazine, which will put you in all of the South and all of the West Coast, and also in the center of the states. So you deliver, which means that I can actually get people from other states to want your dogs and contact you specifically, because you would be the first breeder that I've ever contacted or ever had in my issue. So you would have access to being the guy that everyone goes to for animals.
Okay.
And I can also possibly talk to the Petco here as well, and possibly get partnership with the Petco and having them ship animals here to Petco and then distribute them to families.
Okay, that'll be something that I'll be definitely well, we could definitely discuss. I do know right
Okay.
now I am currently working on a new sponsorship because we used to be sponsored by Bully Max dog food, but I'm working on a more small based uh company, try basically, because like I have dogs. I literally have, my pups are almost in all the states. I have at least, I have almost one dog in every state. Um, just
Do you have
I
one in Montana?
huh?
Do you have one in Montana?
I have one going to Montana from my current mama dog that's getting ready to have puppies in 11 days. I have somebody in Montana that reserved one, and so
That
and so uh, and we're not only just in the states. Like, we have dogs in other countries now. Like, I have a dog that went to Mexico. I got a dog uh, that's actually currently playing right now, being flown into Canada. So like we're moving. Like I said, we're adding to our program. I'm bringing in a new fee as a pup, and we're actually bringing her in from Brazil. She'll be here at the end of the month,
Yeah.
and we're expanding, we're networking, and like that's what it's about to. That's what it's about to me and my team. Uh, we're all about networking. A lot of people do the promoting online because that's the new age. Everything's online.
Yep.
So of
Yep.
course I have my kennel page on Facebook. I have my kennel page on Instagram. My kennel page on TikTok. But I also have this face-to-face contact with thousands of people when I'm showing up at these dog shows and I'm hosting dog shows. Like I hosted a dog show last year in Las Vegas, and it was amazing. For my I had co-host in California, and I was co-hosting. I was the head host for the one in Vegas here, and doing a volume 2 in actually next month in March. And it's called next month in March. It's the Big Bully Bash Volume 2 going down in Vegas next month in March. And last year we had about 1,100 people show up. And
Dang.
and when I say 1,100 people, we're talking from just regular, ordinary people that want to look at dogs, and you're talking breeders that paid for booths that are there to compete their dogs and everything in the show, and we have registries that are there, and it's a sanctioned show, so you could champ your dog out at this show and get that stamp in your dog's pedigree and stuff like that. And so that this year I talked to my team. Our vision for this year is not only to have this one show in Vegas, but we are looking to put on at least another two additional shows, but somewhere across the U.S. And so I'm
So
looking. What'd you
if
say?
you message me on Facebook individually after this, I could also help you with promoters out here in Montana to set up shows for dogs. So
Okay.
if you, because Montana could definitely be somewhere, and I'm sure DJ Coolaide over in Canada can also set some stuff up over in
Absolutely. And I
his
was just
area.
going to say, after all this, I definitely need to get a live interview with you, Mr. Jeremy Scott, and you, Mr. William, on both of your respective businesses because I've got a lot of inquiries on both. And I do have one more question that my producer just told me not to forget to ask you. Uh, do you have any gamers, video gamers, and do you in your magazines, and are you doing anything with that industry?
So as far as gaming wise, Worldwide Collaboration Radio, look them up on Facebook. They are currently working with the people for Grand Theft Auto, and they are incorporating hip hop artists into digital form to go into a
I've
new
seen that.
game that's coming out.
I've seen
Yeah, yeah, so Off the Grid podcast is also a partner of mine, and they also are doing digital stuff too, as far as like live being hacked by an AI while being um, on the streaming and stuff. And it's an actual AI bot that will cause havoc on the screens while we're trying to have our interviews, and like we'll all act surprised, like what the heck's going on, like this AI is taking over the world kind of thing. So like they got their hands on a lot of stuff. As far as the gaming companies, they're working closely with uh, GameSoft. Is it GameSoft?
Ubisoft.
I'm not familiar. Ubisoft. That's who they're working with, and the makers of Grand Theft Auto. And if you go on Worldwide Collaboration Radio Facebook, they have videos on there of like little tidbits or sneak peeks of what they're working on, and as far as gaming wise. So they're the ones that I'm partnered with as far as the gaming goes. But I'm always down to have new people that are working on video game designing and anything like that as far as being showcased in the business section of my magazine.
Well, I was asking more, it was more geared towards the actual video gamer themselves, like a gaming team, a team of video gamers that do live streaming already. I myself am one of them as well. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah, so it was more geared toward that aspect of it.
okay. Well, I can help you with that as far as promoting that. Um, but I don't know. I'm not involved in any of the gaming stuff specifically myself. But I could definitely incorporate. I mean, we could possibly make a game with all these rappers that I got in this magazine and freaking put it all in together and go around and kind of like like I said, Grand Theft Auto. But I would talk to my partner Christopher Cheney on Facebook for partnership with him with what he's doing, because he's already got the groundwork laid as far as getting involved with the video game industry and the big time industry people. He's already partnered with them. So if you already got stuff going on your end, then you could pitch a new game to him, and he'll put you in connections with the people you need to talk to about getting an independent game created.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Um, I don't have anything else. I don't know if you gentlemen have anything else for Mr. Contradiction here.
That was it for me, but I think we'll definitely have to have some more in-depth conversation offline. But actually, appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate your time, DJ Coolaide, for putting me
Absolutely.
on here, and also for being a partner with Realist Magazine. I look forward to future endeavors, and I also look forward to future networking with you. And we're gonna
Absolutely.
and I also plan on linking you up with all the artists that are in my magazine and making an interview package for coming on this radio station. So we can incorporate prices and all that offline, but that's something I want to pitch to you as far as making some money off interviews with people that need interviews, because that's one element of my magazine that I'm lacking that you've just filled, is having interviews available for artists who want to come on and do a live stream. Now, the other question I have is this going to be able to be shipped to me on an email as an MP4 so I can upload it to my platforms when it's done?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I do want to mention that I didn't get in this business to do this for the money per se. I
Right.
would gladly do interviews for free because I believe everyone has a story and I believe everyone's story needs to be told. And I don't have a
Yep.
problem giving people that platform to tell their story or to tell that story for them. So we'll definitely work that out. I have no problem with that. As far as everything else, the musicians know that I work with and associate with that I only charge $1 per track. So you know, helps keep the lights
Hmm.
on. Again, I
Yeah,
didn't get in this
absolutely.
to get rich off of people. I got in this industry because I was tired, sick and tired of raw talent going to waste on the count of these owners of these billion-dollar corporations wanting to suck them dry for everything they've got and take complete advantage of them in the worst ways. I have many friends that have gone through it that are musicians. That's why I did this. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, and I only mentioned the interview thing package because I did the same thing for KFSM Radio Too Deep, and what I did was is I linked him up with all the artists who have been in my magazine, and having I started having inquiries about multiple different platforms. So not only did I make sales, because at the end of the day we also have to have food on the table, and we also, and a lot of us do this for a business, and all. So I mean, it's cheap prices, but it's not like all the way free. Because I also give free slots just to kind of help people that don't have a budget. But when someone does pay, that pays for that free slot for others.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're definitely on the same page. But yeah, sounds good. Well, that will conclude this live interview. I want to thank Mr. Jeremy Scott, Mr. William, and last but not least, of course, the owner and publisher of the Realist magazine, Mr. Contraband himself. Thank you very much. And for anyone that's tuned in and listening, again from SYTRADIO, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Have a wonderful day.
Y'all do the same.
You
Take
too.
care, guys.